We've heard reports from the fourth floor. Do you know who works on the fourth floor? Is there any information you can give us?
I was advised that I can't. I am so sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
Oh,
sir.
that guy ran off. That boy ran.
Mike, I'm curious.
About 45 minutes ago. Ma'am, could you tell us anything? Susan, I can hear you.
Okay, no, I'm curious though. Now you've heard from several people now, employees, that they heard shots fired at some point. Several people have told you that. Is that correct?
That's correct, but we've also spoken with people who didn't hear anything, and the gentleman I just spoke with was on the second floor. From what we've heard, it was on the fourth floor, but as you can see, more employees coming out here. We'll try and gather some more information right now, Susan. Is there anything you could tell us, folks? Any information you could provide? Is there any information you could provide? Did you hear anything? Or what spurred all this?
Oh, zombies. They can't talk. Zombies.
So the shelter in place. Folks,
hey, see if you find any other live feeds for me.
Right now, any details?
Okay.
Is there any information you could tell us right now about what happened inside?
Oh, I might have a backup to think.
See people
check
tight-lipped, of course, here. Ma'am, is there any information you could offer us about what happened?
Check Live Fox or something. Check that one out.
All right, a lot of people trying to get away from the situation here. For those of you just tuning in, it's just after 4 o'clock. We're covering breaking news. The City Hall complex, which involves City Hall and the Zeidler building, was on lockdown for a good chunk of the afternoon here in the last hour or so. As we're told there was a threat inside the Zeidler building. Mike Biermeister is hearing people who are leaving the Zeidler building saying shots were fired. A large number of police are now swarming the City Hall complex as the people who work in that building and presumably were in that building trying to do business with the city have now been released. Everybody was briefly locked down. Everybody is now being released, it would seem, but police still have their business to do here. You see some of the heavy police armor.
Look at the response.
That the Milwaukee Police Department has deployed right there in the shadow of City Hall.
Yes, you've been watching our Mike Biermeister covering this breaking news on location there down next to City Hall and the Zeidler building. And all of those people, they have come out of the Zeidler building and have been released and allowed to leave that location. And they have told, several people have told Mike Biermeister that they did hear shots fired. Others said they did not hear anything, but saying that they were told to shelter in place for a short time as we continue to show you these live pictures down at the scene. We've been on the air with this breaking news for about 15-20 minutes now, and we have seen Milwaukee police on location expanding the area where they have cordoned off with crime tape as they continue to investigate the situation. They're on location in the heart of downtown Milwaukee. Now, we have yet to hear from Milwaukee police. They have not issued any sort of official information regarding what is actually going on here.
Yeah,
but we do have our Mike Biermeister is there, and we have other crews on location gathering information for us so that we can share that with you and give you more information about what exactly happened here in the heart of downtown Milwaukee.
And again, as people are leaving the building, Mike Biermeister is doing his best to try to learn from people what they may have seen and heard, but understandably on a day when shots have been fired inside the place where they work, nobody wants to say much, and we cannot fault them for that, nor can we fault Mike.
I can't say anything. I can't say anything. They're all saying I can't say nothing. I can talk about it.
The only official word we have from
robots are there over there
is from the mayor's spokesperson that the threat has been diminished.
The threat has been diminished.
That everybody's so concerned about what was going on inside the Zeidler building is no longer a threat, which is probably why they've decided it's safe to release everybody from the building. And again, the Zeidler building is the building that sits just to the, well, depending on how you're looking at it, from our perspective here, it's just to the left of City Hall. And that is where many of the functional parts of Milwaukee city government are headquartered. You need a permit.
Courthouse behind me in the coming weeks.
Political Director Matt Smith.
Public Works is inside the Zeidler building. These are all very outward-facing departments of city government with a lot of employees in that building. City Hall is a
shots were fired on the
kind of
fourth
tight
floor.
And cramped. A lot of
the
the functional
Zeidler
stuff is in the building next door.
building.
Those buildings, though, very much connected to each other, which is why both buildings were put on lockdown when the threat that we're told was shots existed in the Zeidler building.
And we are getting some new information from our reporters out in the
They're
field.
saying it's a former
and reporters
employee.
here in the newsroom working this story. We have heard from the mayor's spokesperson who told Steve that the threat has been diminished. Apparently, shots were fired in a stairwell. The initial reports were that it happened on the 4th floor. Now we are learning that the shots were fired in a stairwell. They believe the suspect walked away from the building. We're talking about the Zeidler building. And we are expecting Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson to address the media here so that we can share the information with all of you to tell us whatever he can about this ongoing situation here and why the area around the Zeidler building in Milwaukee City Hall is cordoned off and what is being investigated.
Someone went
with the
postal,
Milwaukee
yeah.
police there on location.
Okay, so shots were fired in the stairwell. The threat has been diminished. I'm seeing the updates coming in right now. Jeff Fleming also saying that police are now clearing the building. They're going, this is the business they have to do right now, is going through this room by room, floor by floor, make sure that nobody else is in there that could be a threat and presumably that nobody is injured. They're expecting an all clear in the next few minutes. Jeff Fleming also saying the shots were not thought to be intended for any individual. So don't know if this was somebody who just decided to fire a gun inside the stairwell of the building to cause a scare. But Jeff Fleming saying this was not aimed at any one person, the shots that were fired inside City Hall.
Just for
And
nobody.
Jenna Ray is reporting that sources are telling her that an ex-employee may have been involved with this situation with the shots fired. We are waiting for word from Milwaukee police as well to confirm that information because that information is not confirmed. But
That's what I just read, an ex-employee.
one of our top investigative reporters has sources everywhere, and that is information she is getting from sources about this ongoing situation. This is a live picture here as we continue to stay on top of this breaking news into our TMJ4 newsroom, City Hall and the Zeidler building. We're on lockdown for a short time. Milwaukee police now going floor by floor to clear the building to make sure they haven't missed anything. They have released employees, and those are the people that you see in this live picture here. They have released them, allowed them to leave the building, and many are just kind of waiting there, perhaps just to get more information or figure out, you know, what their next step is as well. Our Mike Biermeister is at that location at Zeidler. Our Megan Lee is also downtown near City Hall and joins us live now with what she's been able to learn. Megan?
Yeah, a lot of employees that were working in Zeidler are standing right here, and I was just here moments ago when a MPD detective came over and asked them if they heard or saw anything to come with him. A lot of the people I've spoken to have told me that they didn't hear anything and they didn't see anything, and that's why they're standing over here. The folks that heard something or saw something are with detectives, I'm told, but you can see this is a pretty big scene. Everyone's just trying to understand what happened. I ran into the Common Council President, Jose Perez, and he said that he heard there was an active shooter at the time and there were shots fired. He had no more details than that. I asked him if he had been briefed on anything yet, and he said he was still looking for information. Again, an MPD detective came over here to ask employees if they knew anything, saw anything, heard anything, but as of right now, the employees that are standing over here near Kilbourne and Water said they didn't hear anything or see anything. They were just placed on lockdown and then exited from the building. But that's what I have for now. Live downtown, Megan Lee, TMJ4 News.
All right, Megan, thanks so much. Let's walk everybody through what we know again. We know from the mayor's office, from spokesperson Jeff Fleming, that shots were fired inside the Zeidler building. Those shots appear to have been fired in a stairwell and were not intended for any specific individual.
Well, he just
we're also
wanna
told
shoot
by Jeff
stairs?
Fleming that police are looking for a person at the moment. So while the threat may be diminished, according to Jeff Fleming and what he told me closing in on maybe 40 minutes ago, that they may not have the person in custody they're looking for, that police are still looking for the individual. People who are still in the Zeidler building, in your offices, you're asked to stay there until an all clear is given to you. Not sure where these other people were who have just come pouring out in the last half hour from the Zeidler building. But if anybody is there listening to us, streaming, or if you got a TV, you're just supposed to sit tight. And you will get the all clear when they come to you, because Milwaukee police are now in the process of clearing the building. They're going to go room by room, floor by floor, to make sure that everybody is safe and then they're going to get everybody who remains.
Hey, what's
in
up,
that
everybody?
building
Welcome.
out.
Help me out with the
You
like
see
button
yellow
again, please.
tape up around the Zeidler building means it is now
How
a
you guys
crime
doing?
scene, that police now have business to do inside the Zeidler Municipal Building, where again hundreds of city employees work and countless number of citizens are just in and out of that building conducting normal day-to-day business. We do know that the fourth floor of the building where we believe this happened, that is the source of the Milwaukee Waterworks on the fourth floor.
Now we have more crews out there on location. Our Jenna Ray has been talking to her sources and getting information, and she joins us live now with what she's been able to learn. Jenna?
Susan and Steve, I'm posted up outside of the federal courthouse here on Wisconsin and Jefferson. I'm just about 5 or 6 blocks away from Zeidler, but there are multiple municipal buildings in downtown Milwaukee, and I've had several sources, another person calling me right now to update us with more information, but I've got a couple sources inside some other city buildings that are downtown. I know that the Housing Authority of the City of Milwaukee building, which is just about a block away from Zeidler, those people in that building, it's a multi-story tall building. They've been asked to shelter in place and they have not received the all clear yet. We are still waiting again on more information, but we're told that several municipal buildings have been told to shelter in place. To our understanding, that's similar to a lockdown situation where they're supposed to stay in their seats in their offices and not go in and out of the building until, of course, police get there and give them the all clear.
All right, Jenna Ray, one of our several crews we now have around City Hall.
So they say this is under control.
Downtown Milwaukee. This is all developed in just about the last hour. It begins with shots fired inside the Zeidler Municipal Building. The mayor's spokesperson, Jeff Fleming, who does intend to brief us shortly, or at least have the mayor brief us shortly, I'm told. Jeff Fleming tells us those shots were fired inside a stairwell. It sounds like that stairwell must have been somewhere around the fourth floor. That happening somewhere in the last hour 15 minutes or so. Everybody in the building and City Hall was put on lockdown. The threat was diminished by about 3:40 or so as police flooded the zone. And then just, Susan, you and I in the last 20 minutes have seen everybody pouring out of that building as apparently for some of the people the lockdown was ended.
And so as this situation continues in downtown Milwaukee around City Hall and the Zeidler building, we are awaiting official word as to what exactly happened here. But you just heard from our Jenna Ray, who said that there are other buildings, specifically the Housing Authority building, which is close by the Zeidler building, about a block or so. Those are some of the employees who have been told to shelter in place. They have not been released as Milwaukee police continue to investigate this situation. And while we have been told by the mayor's spokesperson that the threat has been relieved, if you will.
What a mess.
Police still want to do their due diligence, which includes going floor by floor in these buildings to make sure that they have not missed anything. We continue to show you live pictures from the area where we are seeing employees still waiting. Milwaukee police want to talk to some of them. We have heard that they are asking people if they heard something. Our Mike Biermeister is down there on location. He has been told by several employees that they did hear shots fired. Others say that they did not hear anything, but they were told to shelter in place. So this ongoing situation is unfolding in downtown Milwaukee as we continue to show you live pictures of what is happening as Milwaukee police talk to some employees and others have been allowed to essentially go on their way, if you will. And
now I found it in the Milwaukee Police Calls for Service records. This is an online record of every dispatch made by the Milwaukee Police Department. At 3:07 p.m., Milwaukee police were dispatched to 841 North Broadway, the Frank P. Zeidler Municipal Building, for a call of shots fired. That call came into Milwaukee police at 3:07, so just about 1 hour and 7 minutes ago. The call of shots fired at the Zeidler building came into Milwaukee police. That set the building on lockdown. Even the mayor's office, everybody in the City Hall building, which is part of the complex downtown, was locked down as well, just as a precaution. So we are staying on top of this. We have several crews here on location, but we do have another important situation that is developing as we continue to follow that breaking news. We also have severe weather that we are keeping an eye on.
What's with the weather with these people? Always the weather. Somebody be getting murdered and killed. They focus on the weather
all day.
Yeah, Susan and Steve, an active afternoon and evening underway already in portions of western Wisconsin.
Breaking
We'll get to that
news.
here in just a bit, but
They're saying
at 4 o'clock and early this afternoon.
They're saying Chris Brown was arrested, supposedly. Chris Brown arrested at the Lori Hotel on suspicion of grievous bodily harm. Not again. This relates to an incident in February 2023 when he allegedly attacked a music producer with a tequila bottle. Oh, hell no. Oh. We're tired of the weather, man. Leave us with the weather.
This first report came to Milwaukee police.
Those shots, according to a spokesperson for the mayor, seem to be fired in a stairwell, not directed at anyone. That makes it sound like they just kind of wanted to startle people by
just random
firing shots
shooting
in the building. And if that was their goal, there are a lot of startled people right now in and around the City Hall Zeidler building complex. Everybody was held in that building for a period of time. Just within the last maybe 30, 40 minutes or so, they started letting people
Chris Brown
out.
arrested.
We saw just an eruption of people. From
Not
the
Chris
Zeidler
Brown.
building just before we hit 4 o'clock.
Oh, no.
But anybody else who's still in the building, if you can hear my voice, you've been asked just to stay where you are. Police are clearing the building. They're going to go room by room, each floor at a time, make sure everybody is safe. The mayor's spokesperson, Jeff Fleming, says they're still looking for an individual, and that may be part of the reason why they're spending so much time searching the side of the building, and they have it surrounded in the way they do.
And we're getting word as far as the police officers going floor to floor and checking things to make sure things are safe and they can give the all clear, is that they are asking people to stay in their offices with the doors locked until police give the all clear. And we have word that police are looking for one individual at the moment. And so the situation is ongoing as we take this live look downtown right outside the Zeidler building. You can see it is cordoned off with crime tape as Milwaukee police have several blocks around the Zeidler building and City Hall cordoned off as this investigation continues. We continue to see live pictures of employees being released. So they are releasing employees, allowing them to leave the building as soon as they deem it safe to do so.
Let's listen into our crew there if they're able to talk to anybody as they're leaving the building.
It's for street improvements. Yeah.
So do you have a sense when walking out something must be going on because you were escorted by law enforcement?
Sir, can you tell us right
in there as witnesses recount what was going on, unsure what was happening. Let's take you right now out to Mayor of Milwaukee, Cavalier Johnson, addressing the media. Let's listen in live.
Employees also locked themselves in a secure area in the building. So again, everybody did the exact thing that they should have done in a situation like this. This type of situation, of course, is alarming. So I just want to reassure employees again and visitors to the City Hall complex that we're reviewing security precautions. Certainly we're able to learn from today as well. But again, I'm just so pleased that there were no injuries reported and nothing essentially happened at this time. From my understanding, there was nobody that was hurt. Nobody actually, pulled a gun. Nobody actually fired any weapons. One of the thoughts is that perhaps somebody slammed a door one or multiple times, and that may have ultimately been what caused the
They freaked out because a door slammed.
noise that encouraged employees.
Hold on.
Actually, pulled a gun. Nobody actually fired any weapons. One of the thoughts is that perhaps some.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
That was hurt. Nobody actually pulled a gun. Nobody actually fired any weapons. One of the thoughts is that perhaps somebody slammed a door one or multiple times, and that may have ultimately been what caused the noise that encouraged employees to call the police.
Bruh.
That is my understanding. Yes, that's my understanding.
Yeah, this is an ex-employee.
My understanding is that there was somebody that was terminated,
so he slammed the door and everybody thought it was gunshots.
Other than that, I got no further details. No, I mean, I think that somebody was terminated and must have been, disappointed by that news, and perhaps slammed a door one or multiple times, and that created a loud noise that perhaps sounded like gunfire. Again, the investigation is happening right now. As I said, there were no casings or anything that were found in the area in which this happened. I do not know that information now.
Dude, the mask. Can you see the response?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't show it all over here. The response. Oh my gosh. Dogs, canines, bearcats, witnesses, people running, dash. Ah! Look at this shit. All because a door slammed. Somebody got fired. They got pissed. They slammed the door, and everybody thought it was shots rang out. Wow. That's wild, man. That's crazy. All right. I'm going to chill then. I set up the stream for tomorrow at 11 a.m. I'm going to transfer you guys just so you can hit a reminder. Hopefully I have notifications in the morning. But yeah, I'm going to redirect everybody for tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good night. Something's probably going to pop off tonight. There is something I want to work on to post for later. We'll see if I have time. But yeah, thank you guys so much for today. Diddy updates. We'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Bloop, 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 bloop. Crazy. I can't even make this shit up. Bye. Bye. Ban doors. No more doors. The weather. Well, by the way, the weather.